Hello everyone. Today we will be working on something called as UI web views. What are UI web views? What does UI web view do is it lets you add say a website or a web page URL on itself. So what we'll be doing is we'll be doing two different UI web views, one using a interface builder and one programmatically. So let's make a new project. First, start with a view-based application. We'll say web IB interface builder. Make it create the application. It's pretty simple. So what you do is take a web, take go to the interface builder. Go here. You can just search for web, and web view should pop up. Drag and drop it here, and let's say I want to add a URL to this. So suppose if I want to add a URL, say I want it to be this size and this full width, and I want a button. I already added a button, so remove that and say I'll type go, and then I need to put a text field over here where you enter the URL, and whatever URL that is, you can click on go and the website should open here. So that's what we are looking for right now. So let's go and write some code to connect it to the codes. First I need to tell the code that there is something called as IB outlet UI text field star text. Let's call it your web address, so it makes more sense. IB outlet UI button star button go, and IB outlet UI web view star web page. Okay, so once we're done with that, what's that error? Not error. Okay, so once you press the button go, be action for that, and what should be the action be? Now let's say the action is go click, or say open URL. Okay, so once that, I'll go here, implement the function. So what it should do is, let's do step by step. So let's make sure that the Xcode helps us write this entire thing. So let me increase. Okay, so now first what I need is I need the web page to load the URL from the text field. So what I'll do is, there's a function called a load request. Now what does this need? It says it needs NS URL request. So what I'll do is just press a few enter, go here, and I'll make NS URL request object. I call it request. So if it needs NS URL request, now how do you create NS URL request? URL requests are created by saying request with URL. Now what does this need? This needs a URL. So let's make a URL for this. Star URL equal to NS URL with string. Now it needs a string. Now string is something that will come from our text, which is web address dot text, our text field. So we have that. Now we can pass this URL to the URL request, close that, and the URL request to the load. So this will load the web page. So that's just 3 lines of code. You can also write this in one single line by just saying something like this: web page load request, and it's URL request, so I'll just say URL request with URL ns URL URL with string web address dot text. So there you go, close all of them, and in just one line you can open the URL. So once we do that, now let's go to our files. Okay, so everything is good. So now let's go and connect things up. So go to file owners, the usual routine, button go, web address, web page, open URL, that is when touch up inside. So let's see if it works. If I run it, I have disabled the internet, so let's the internet on for address dot google.com, press go, and what it will do is it will load the Google page. So there you go. Now the text field, this the keyboard is on our way. So what we need to do is get rid of the text field. How do you get rid of the sorry, not the text field, but the keyboard? So you say now the keyboard comes because text field is in focus. So what you need to do is remove that from focus. So you say web address resign first responder. That's what you need to remember, resign first responder. What it does is when it opens the web page, it will get rid of the keyboard. So you go, and there you go, the keyboard goes away and you have the entire page. So that's how you do this using interface builder. Now let's code this up using our programmatically. Let's code it up using programmatically. So let's see. Okay, so let's close this and let's open a new project, web page. This time I'm saying web view code, and save the project. Now I'm not gonna add anything from the interface builder, so I'll just leave it empty the way it is. Here let's go, let me reference the previous project, copy and paste the things, and it's no IB outlets, and no IB action. Let's go back and copy this, go here, paste it here, and there, and this becomes void, and web page, since the names are same, it will stay the same. Let's go ahead and stop this previous project, close that, and let's have this web view code. So the only thing that is left is in view did load adding the elements. So what elements do we have? We have 3 of them. So let's add them here. Let's say web address is a text field, so I will say text field allocate init with frame cg rect make 10, say 10, say 300 by 30. So once I give the frame, next I go to the button. Wait, not yet, I guess. Web address dot text, say border style is, what is the border style for web address? UI text style rounded rect. So we have that. Self dot view add subview web address, have that. Next let's go to button go and UI button with type UI button rounded rect, button go dot frame cg rect make, let's make it a little bit less, 200 or 250, so you can have enough space for the button. So this becomes 270 by 10, width is 70. How much is left? 70, 80, 90, so 30 by 30. See, 30 pixels by 30. It might be a little bit smaller. Button, go, set title at the rate. What is the title? Go for state UI control state normal, and next is button go add target self thread selector, open URL function, right? Yeah. For control events touch up inside. So we have that. Let's add that to the go. Okay, so once we have that, now next is the web page. UI web view allocate init with frames, easy like to make. Where do we want it? It's a 0 x coordinate, y coordinate will be a little below that, so it's 45, width is 320, and height is, say, let's say 450, or let's say 300. Okay, web page is done. Self dot view, add subview, web page not address. Okay, let's run this and see if it works. Go. And there you go, programmatically drawing a web page to your application. So that's how you do web views. Thank you for watching again, guys. Leave your comments if you have any questions. Thank you.